Tales from the wild. Stories from the heart. A journey into the mind and soul of fired-up business professionals where they share their vision for the future. And hear from a different non-profit organization every month as they create awareness of their goals and their needs. Dive into a world of untamed passion as we join our host, Shireen Buerta, for this month's episode of Friends from Wild Places.
And Clay, I think I resonate with you as far as it's like you haven't lived until you lost it. Because I think, most people, let's say just the majority of the masses, if people are just, let's speak for the States, born and raised in the States, average, maybe, middle income people just going about their business. They're comfortable. They don't know anything but that. And the fear for most people is losing everything. So most people go into life with fear, right? So when you face that fear head on and it's coming right at you and you're done, and it's like, wait, but I'm still here. I'm not deceased, I'm still here to come through the fire and rebuild. And it's kind of like, so when you've faced one of your worst fears, or the worst fear for most people, it kind of shatters you, and it does make you just like you're still here. You're invincible,
Well, it gives you a different level of confidence for sure. That you can actually count on yourself. That's a big deal too. People have a hard time counting on just anybody else, including themselves, all the time. I mean, it's popular, and so.
Yeah. And it's almost like if you hit rock bottom, and it's like if that was your worst fear and you survived it. So even if you quote unquote fail again in the modern world, it's not really fail. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so we're back here. We've already been here once. Right. So, and this is my feeling, Clay. I'm from the death care industry. Okay. So it's like we come in with nothing, you go out with nothing. So it's kind of like along your journey, whether you make millions or not, or whatever, it's like it literally at the end of the day, yes, you can, legacy for your family. I'm not disputing that fact. I'm just saying that we ourselves as individual humans come in with nothing and you exit. So it's kind of like what happens in between those two spaces. That's up to you. So if you don't mind, Clay, can you just go over, I just want to ask all the business that you have currently, what fields are they in? Like what type of businesses, just to kind of give us an overview.
They're a little connected and then disconnected. Great. I have H7. Then I have a white label version of H7. This white label version, you only know it by powered by H7. So a company could have its own title. Okay. And so that exists. Then there's Evolve, Women's Collective. That's entrepreneurial development for women. Okay. And then, so that's 3. And then we have my CRH brand, which is where I speak and write. I've authored 4 books now, 2 of which are bestsellers. The other 2, I didn't actually try to get bestseller status. They're just there. But anyway, and then I do presentations and I speak on the Connect, Serve, and Ask methodology, which I like leaving a week and a half for another presentation. And then I'm into real estate as well. So my wife and I have our own real estate business with her mom. And then the last is it's ARC Capital investments. And what we do is we buy real estate in vacation areas and turn them into short-term rentals. So. But I'm like the CMO in both of those real estate businesses, so I handle just marketing strictly. And then in CRH, I have a bunch of training due to come out this summer, but it's not here yet, so I'm just speaking, if that makes sense. H7 is humming, and so is Evolve. So.
Wow. What a wide variety, but connected, right? That's the theme. It's like it's still connected, even though completely different arenas. So amazing, fascinating.
Yeah, that's amazing, Clay. I think that's so cool. Can you mention one of the big seller books that you've written to the listeners?
Yeah. So yeah, we just it's cracking the code, best business lesson I ever learned. And so my story is actually in there. I told a little brief piece of the story that I've just shared about how I started H7. But anyway, that's in there. There's 9 other members that are in there with us, and everybody's sharing a story about the best lessons they've learned in business.
Oh my God.
And um, so that one is the most newest one.
That's so cool. And they can, if we wanted to purchase it, we can get it on Amazon or any of the platforms that sell books, right?
100%. Yeah. My other one there's a bestseller, Sales Fusion. That's also on Amazon. They're on my author's page. But then I have 2 books that I've held tightly for H7 network members and only so far. As the CRH brand comes out, then you'll see those books able to be coming out and all that good stuff for the public. So
That's
working on
exciting.
that stuff behind the scenes now.
My goodness, you've got so many things going on, Clay. I love that. I think that's really, really cool. The other thing that I'm just thinking to myself, being a business owner, we wear so many different hats, right? And
Yeah.
one of the hats that I hate wearing, hate it with a passion, but I know it was necessary for my business. So I've learned and I've done a lot of different courses to help me in that department that I'm not good at. So
Yeah.
I can do it, but it doesn't mean I enjoy doing it. And that
Yeah.
is the marketing and sales side of my business.
Oh,
Yeah, and I find out of all the different ways one can market and sell themselves, I find networking where you meet other people and find your referral partners, people that are going to kind of like be your sales team in a way,
yeah.
is is my go-to kind of. I feel more comfortable in that. I don't enjoy the telesales, all the other forms of different ways you can sell and market your business. It's just I don't enjoy it. So I leaning towards the mic here, so I don't go, my voice doesn't disappear, but I lean towards the networking businesses. And so on the networking businesses, there is a few out there, as you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's BNI, there's AmSpirit, um, and now, there's H7. So if we could talk about you know, what makes H7 different to the other networking businesses out there?
Yeah. Before we go too far, I just want you to know, like, I'm friends with Frank. I mean, we were just together last week, and
We
we're
love
we're
Frank. We love
yeah.
Frank.
So Frank and I are now collaborating, which is super exciting. I love collaborating with other networking groups, so I would collaborate with approximately 16 other groups.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, and I have relationships with those CEOs, and and we talk about helping each other, and we do help each other, and we do different stuff, and Frank and I have really, he's only like 2 hours from me, hour and a half from me.
Okay. Okay.
So I've known for about we first did a round table like in 2010. That's when we first met.
Oh
So
my gosh. Yeah,
Great guy. Great guy.
yeah. We really,
he's a good.
really, really love him. Yeah. Are you on same terms with Ivan Meisner or no?
So I want to meet him. I want to
Okay,
meet
so
him.
you also
Yeah.
get the
Well, so there's so I'm 1 degree of separation from him right now.
Okay.
I just got to ask, and I know that's all I got to do. I just haven't done it.
Okay.
But I'd like to meet him because there's specific things that he did in his career that set the tone for, of course, networking and the foundation of it.
Yes.
And then I came in and I broke it and bent it. And so when I did that, uh, yeah, I want to meet him. Like I just think a conversation would be really cool. Like, I'm not college educated. I don't have the background that most people do, and I have a unique journey doing thousands of one-to-ones, like just a whole different design that H7 has. It's the complete opposite of BNI. So
Love that. Love that.
yeah,
Love that. Is there
Love your
one way
journey
of
though. Love
doing
your
things?
journey.
Yeah, there's no one way of doing things, and I think people can forget that. It's one specific thing is not the alpha and omega. You can get to the end in different ways, and that's true for so many parts of life in general. But let's talk about the differences. You want to talk about some of the differences that makes H7 stick out of the crowd?
Yeah. So I have no challenge or inability to share because H7 is a unicorn. It
Yes.
really is. It's such a unicorn. It's like a brand new version of whatever was going on before because of the pathway that we've taken, which makes it easier for us to collaborate with everybody else. I
Right.
mean, easy to do that. And so, who would have thought? But yeah, whenever you're ready, whichever, do you want me to compare it to BNI? That's probably the easiest. I
Right,
mean,
go ahead.
yeah, because I want to do it that way because, of course, I love Frank and everything, but and I appreciate Donnie at SCN and all my relationships, but I think it would just be easier to do it with BNI because they kind of somewhat compete with BNI,
Mhm.
and that's a very general statement, but
Right.
broad statement. Well,
Mhm.
so let's just compare that. Okay,
And
so
can you do a comparison though, Clay, just for our listeners, because some folks out there may not be familiar with specifically BNI. So if you could just do, like an overview and then compare.
Yeah.
yeah, all right. So BNI has been around since 1984. Okay, H7 has been around since 2008. Uh, Ivan Meisner began BNI after being in LaTip. I started H7 after being in some no-name networking group. So anyway, not a big deal. So BNI is has been around the longest, the most successful, the most impact to date. Uh, they obviously are a franchise, so they're not corporate. They're all franchised, and so that most people don't know that, but they are. And then you know, BNI is where you will have a group that you meet with on a weekly basis for 90 minutes, where you'll have a chance to deliver a 60-second commercial, talk about what you're looking for, as well as there'll be presenters each week, like the members can present about their businesses, and then there's some formalities. Okay. There's also a leadership that they have that is more like a board of directors, kind of is a great way to think of it. They have a president, vice president, so on and so forth. Uh, they have been on the move recently, buying back some of their franchises. I've just recognized that over the last few years when the pandemic hit, actually. Um, I hope that helps. They have a very specific motto called "Givers Gain" that they use, and so does that help, Tanya, just to give a little bit of background about BNI? Does that help?
Yes, for the listeners that are not familiar with it. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. So now let's get into doing a comparison. So it begins with the actual vision of the communities, the mindset of the community. Period. Like at the very top, at its core, we're absolutely different. Absolutely different. Starting with mindset. We abundance mindset. You can be in the room with your competition. In BNI, that's a no-no. They don't want that. Okay. So that alone. Uh, the strategic metric that BNI would use versus ours, theirs is going to be based on dollars, ROI, investment, 10 times, whatever it is. It's all about the money. They track it. We don't. They track the dollars. They ask you for the dollars, all that stuff. We do not. Ours is a strategic strategy, which is 5 trusted champion relationships. Okay. So we don't track the dollars, but we track the relationships because we know and have proven and time tested that if a member has 5 trusted champion relationships, they write their own check. They do whatever they need to do. I proved it by starting H7 with 5 people already 17 years ago. So um, that's a little bit about that. When you get into more of the blocking and tackling, the structure of things, I shared that BNI has a board. H7 is ran by a collaborative team. An alpha team is what it's called. And they go through a team building experience all the way until they become that team that we have engineered for them to be able to do that. And so where the board and BNI, they're not like they run the meetings and facilitate the group. Ours facilitates the group, but also they work collectively with their team in a very predictable way to create referrals for each other, an introduction for each other, and grow their business. And it's our own proprietary intellectual property that they follow through with. Then you get into the meeting itself. Those are 90-minute meetings. You are required to attend in BNI. In H7, 60-minute meetings, not required. Costs will vary based on where BNI may be, but it's usually around $1,000 or a little bit more. H7 across the country, $599 a year, so $400 less. Let's see. In BNI, you have one required training that comes with your membership called MSP, which they show you how to operate the BNI meeting for themselves. That's what that is, more or less. In H7, we have 5 hours of word of mouth marketing training that supports a member in being able to create those trusted champion relationships as fast as possible, be able to grow their business more predictably using our tools and resources available to them. And with the cost, in BNI, you get one group, whatever group you go to, that's your group. In H7, you belong to the entire community. You go to meetings that you wish to go to, when you wish to go to them. BNI, and this is it for the last one here. BNI has lots and lots of requirements. H7 has one requirement that everybody take their Connect, Serve, and Ask training. And we ask them to do that because it is our culture maker and it is our difference maker in this world around our meeting styles that are focused around when you attend the meeting. The objective is that you walk away with a meaningful connection to your ask every single time. And we are the only groups that do that.
Powerful, Clay. And can you just clarify when you say the 5, that what is that referring to? Is it 5 individual people? Is it 5? What does 5 mean? Like, is it just 5 random? Like, can you just dive a little deeper in that 5?
Yeah. So 5.
We got a lot of numbers going. We got 7, we got 5. I'm trying to keep track. So what's the 5? What's the 5?
Just FYI, Tanya, we use numbers a lot. Okay. So 5 trusted. So 5 individual trusted champion relationships. Okay. Which means that Tanya would be one of my trusted champion relationships in this scenario, and then Shireen would be. And so now I have 2. Okay. So 5 trusted champion relationships. So the training supports them in being able to develop those trusted relationships faster to get to champion status. Because champion status in that relationship means that we're meeting once a month for the sole purposes of opening up doors for each other with introductions and referrals, and bam, that's what we do. And it creates results.
So what is if you have to put an average, because we're on numbers, what's the average size group of these groups? Are they 20, 30, 10, like 5? Like, how many are you supposed to have?
Well, also, I forgot to say this one thing. H7 is the B2B community I was referring to. The B2B over Zoom I was referring to. I forgot to say that. BNI, that's a big difference as well. So B2B. And so what's your question? I think I messed it up. What was your question again?
Just so how many people are in each respective? I know you said it's not like just one group, but like this initial group, so to speak. How many people are we talking?
So an average group meeting size is 11 to 20, but pure B2B. So when you're in that room with 10 other people, and you're a consultant, you're not in there with, say, mortgage broker. You're in there with 10 other people that could potentially help you.
Very interesting. I want to hear more. I want to learn more about. Is there one in Florida? You got one in Florida?
We're getting ready to open. Yeah, we're opening up.
Okay. All right. Well, keep my number handy.
Yes. We were chatting after the podcast because I went to go and visit one of yours, but in the LA. But anyway, we're digressing here, listeners. I apologize. But before we carry on, I do want to jump in here with a little Buzzsprout ad. You all know that Friends from Wild Places uses Buzzsprout. It's a fantastic platform when it comes to just starting your own podcast and being just really a great, easy way to work on one platform, but yet it spaghettis out to all the live stream platforms out there that people use to listen to their podcasts. So, Friends from Wild Places is a place to share stories from other business owners and entrepreneurs. It's a safe place, as you know, to show support for each other. We feature nonprofits every month to try and make a difference or give a helpline to someone in need. So basically, do you have a message you want to share with the world? Or maybe you just think it'll be fun to have your own talk show. Podcasting is a easy, inexpensive, and fun way to expand your reach online. So to start your own podcast, please follow the link in the show notes. And this lets Buzzsprout know that we sent you, and it really does help support the show. And also subscribe. It's only $5. Only $5. That really supports myself and Tanya. We do this for fun, but if it means anything to you, what we're doing, and you really find it helpful, then please think about maybe subscribing. But Buzzsprout is definitely the way to go if you're thinking of starting your own podcast. All right, back to you, Clay. So talking about the different methods that each networking business uses, why do you think yours is the winner?
Oh, that's a good question. I've never been asked that question. So, why do I think? Because it puts more power in the individual member's hand. That's really the best way to answer that.
Right.
They're in H7, you don't have to worry about, oh, I have a client, so I can't go to the meeting. No, your client's first. Family? Yeah, family first. You're not going to get a letter in the mail. We're not going to hawk you because you've missed a couple meetings or whatever. So
I love that. Yeah, I like that answer. Thank you, Clay. So if you could give a piece of advice to someone that would like to start their own business, what would that piece of advice be?
number one, do it anyway. Do it anyway. Not to worry. We already know your family's not going to like it. Your family's not going to connect with it. It's already there. Just do it. If you've been thinking about it, as long as it wasn't like you thought about it this morning, don't do it. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling the people who have been thinking about it for a while, not the one who just thought, "Ooh, I want to be one." I would say to do it. That'd be number one. Number two is find yourself some trusted relationships as fast as you humanly can. As fast as you can. Find the people that you can potentially rely on as a relationship to help you get going.
I like that. Thank you. What would be one of the biggest struggles that you've faced being a business owner or entrepreneur, and how did you overcome it?
Oh my gosh, I've had so many different
Just
yeah,
one.
okay, I got one. I got a recent one for you. I got a recent one for you. So a year ago, somebody tells me that I'm never going to be able to scale this business as the person who sells it. It sells everything, you know. I'm the opposite of Shireen. All marketing, all sales. Leadership over time. But anyway, yeah, so I would essentially, I needed to make such a massive change to where I was bringing in, delegating more and more of our services to other people. And I called it Operation Less Clay. And it wasn't me being arrogant either. It was like being truthful, like legit. like logical, get out of the way clay, more or less is what it was. So I had to put a plan in place for me to eliminate myself, which was quite fun. And so I was able to do it right on time. It was amazing how it landed. And then all of a sudden I've got, less clay, more strategy, where I live, the place I live, set the BHAG for 5 years, set it for 3, set the strategies for 1, and we went to work. And I've grown so many steps forward since just December and been through the slammer more or less. So I've very grateful though for what happened. So
Tune in next week for part 3 of Friends from Wild Places.
You've been listening to Friends from Wild Places with Shireen Bueta. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast from the links to catch every episode and unleash your passion.